Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. How are you today? I hope everybody is doing well and please stay safe at home. Are you ready for today's lesson? Let's go. Year 4, Module 4. Be going to. Affirmative Negative. We usually use be going to tell about some things that might happen in the near future. Alright. For today's lesson, there are 4 activities that we are going to do. Firstly, we are going to recall the lesson before about be going to affirmative. Then, we are going to learn about be going to negative. After that, we are going to do the practice together. And finally, a task for you to do. Are you ready? Let's begin. Activity 1. Be going to affirmative. Affirmative means the sentence or statement is true. I hope you still remember this one from the previous lesson. Alright, to form a sentence be going to, firstly, we need to have the subject pronouns, verb to be, going to, verb, and also complement. So, for the subject pronoun I, the verb to be that we must use is am. For the subject pronouns he, she, it, the verb to be is. For the subject pronouns we, they, you, the verb to be that we should use is are. Now, let's see some examples for better understanding. Well, when we speak or write, we can use either the full form or the short form. For example, the first one. I am going to play badminton later. We can shorten it to I'm going to play badminton later. So, can you see the difference here? The full form means you write the whole word am, but for the short form, you use the apostrophe am. Next one. He is going to watch fireworks at the park. To shorten it, he's going to watch fireworks at the park. Next one. We are going to eat ice cream. To shorten it, we are going to eat ice cream. Alright, now let's move on to the next activity. Activity 2. Be going to negative. Negative here means the sentence or statement is not true. So, how are we going to know if the statement is not true? Well, as you can see here, we put the word not after the verb to be. The subject pronouns are the same as before. Okay, I am not going to. He is not going to. She is not going to. It is not going to. We are not going to. They are not going to. You are not going to. Now, let's look at some examples in full form and short form. So, for the first one, in full form, you can say or write, I am not going to play badminton later. And for short form, the sentence will be I'm not going to play badminton later. Next one. He is not going to watch fireworks at the park. So for the short form, he isn't going to watch fireworks at the park. Next one, we are not going to eat ice cream. So for the short form, it will be we aren't going to eat ice cream. Alright, now let's move on to the next activity. Activity 3. Practice, listen and circle. For this activity, you are going to listen to a conversation between Jim and Faye. Before we listen, let's go through the sentences one by one. Number 1. Jim's family is or isn't going to have burgers. Number 2. Jim's mother is or isn't going to make a carrot cake. Number 3. Faye's family are or aren't going to have a barbecue at her uncle's house. And finally, number 4. Faye is or isn't going to watch the fireworks in the park. Well, make sure to listen carefully. Then we are going to circle the answers together. Ready? Okay.
3. Listen and circle. 1.
What are you going to do for the 4th of July, Jim?
We're going to have a barbecue at home this year.
Are you going to have burgers?
My mother doesn't like burgers, so we're going to have chicken. The chicken my dad makes is really good.
2.
Is your mother going to make chocolate cake?
Not this year, but my grandmother is going to make carrot cake.
I love carrot cake.
Me too. And my grandmother makes the best carrot cake ever.
3.
What about you, Faye? What are you going to do for the 4th?
We're going to my uncle's.
Are you going to have a barbecue too?
No, but my aunt is going to cook. She's a great cook.
4.
Well, I'm sure you're going to have fun.
Yes, there are fireworks in the park near their house in the evening. We're going to watch them.
That's great.
Why don't you come to the park in the evening too? The park isn't far from your house.
My aunt and uncle are going to come in the evening, so we can't.
Alright everyone, now let's check the answers together. The first one, Jim's family is or isn't going to have burgers. The answer is yes, isn't. Next one, number 2. Jim's mother is or isn't going to make a carrot cake. The answer is isn't, because it is Jim's grandmother, not Jim's mother. Alright, number 3. Faye's family are or aren't going to have a barbecue at her uncle's house. So the answer is yes, aren't. And finally, number 4. Faye is or isn't going to watch the fireworks in the park. The answer is yes, that's right, is. Well done everyone. Now let's move on to the next activity. Activity 4. Task to do. Copy the exercise in your E1 or E2 book and fill in the blanks with the correct answer. So you may pause this video for a while to copy this exercise in your E1 or E2 book. Before we end our lesson today, let me help you with this exercise. Number 1. Okay, write the correct answer. Isn't or aren't. Okay, number 1. Anna blank going to go to the parade. So, what do you think is the answer? Is it isn't or aren't? Look at the subject pronouns here. It's Anna, right? Only one person. So we should use yes, isn't. Number 2. Layla and James blank going to visit their grandparents. So what do you think is the answer? Isn't or aren't? That's right. The answer is aren't because the subject pronouns Layla and James. Okay, for number 3 until number 10, can you do it on your own? Alright. Well, I think that's all for today's lesson. See you next time. Bye.